This is NFL Films presents.
This Browns 1985 team stands on years of legacy. Here today, let's meet the members of that defining team. Bernie Kosar.
Bernie Kosar's life journey could fill a novel. It is every sad tale of a former football star rolled into one. Painful losses, addiction, money problems, mental health issues. That he is still around to enjoy the cheers of his hometown fans might be his biggest victory.
We grew up together.
Growing up in Youngstown, Ohio, my father was a massive Browns fan. And my memories growing up with the Browns was watching my team, the Browns, losing to the Steelers.
These were not good times in and around Cleveland. Bad football and tough living.
We were kind of lower demographic, hourly workers in the steel mills. My father said you either gotta get a job or play sports. That was your only way to get to college.
Kosar's been maligned for being a so-called ugly quarterback, but beauty is definitely in the eyes of the beholder.
Even in the NFL, Bernie was criticized for his unorthodox throwing motion. That was an issue that dates back to his youth, when he first started throwing the football.
I always wanted to be overhand. I always wanted to be mechanically sound. I just couldn't throw a spiral when I was overhand and mechanically sound. Found out about year 10 in the league that I had a locked, broken shoulder when I was young, so I wasn't able to really raise my shoulder up. I had a great high school coach. He would work on my mechanics and want me to get overhand, but basically he would say, just be accurate, get it where you're throwing.
Bernie was accurate and was named an All-American his senior year. But Ohio State and others in the Midwest showed no interest.
I wanted to stay close to home, but teams were mostly running the ball then. And I wasn't a running-looking quarterback, so I wasn't really recruited by them. I ended up at University of Miami. I had Jim Kelly and Vinny Testaverde, and there was a freshman, so I thought I'm completely screwed. I'm from Youngstown, Ohio, with no money, no job. I'm in Miami, like nobody likes you. Okay, you're the fifth-string quarterback. You look like Twiggy with a Brillo pad on your head. No girls like you, no players like you. I saw the situation materializing. I got a little homesick. I was afraid. So I go to Coach Stellenberg. I'm like, Coach, I'm gonna be a career backup at best. I got to transfer. I want to play football. And he goes, you could run home to mommy, and at 18 years old, if you do that today and you run from a challenge today, your whole life you will run from a challenge. Suck it up, obsess on it, and fail.
2 out of 3 isn't bad. Bernie did everything but fail. He won the starting job as a redshirt freshman and led Miami to their first ever national championship.
We're number one. Okay, Bernie Kosar. That's the greatest coach right there.
Probably don't have a great body, but God did give me a great brain. I was so far ahead of the curve that by my sophomore year, I was able to graduate. So a couple weeks before Christmas, my dad, he's like, you can go in the draft. Me and my father argued for the month of January because I wasn't going to do it. You know, I want to stay in Miami and be with my brothers there.
With his family in financial need, Bernie listened to Dad and orchestrated a way to return home. With the help of the Browns, Bernie used a loophole that allowed him to skip the NFL draft and enter the supplemental draft, where the Browns held the first pick.
I'm going to finish out this semester, which is going to end in about 10 days, and then in all likelihood make myself available for the supplemental draft.
I just love my mom more than all of you. And she was the closest to Municipal Stadium.
It's a question, I think, of of me being from the area, my commitments towards the Youngstown, Cleveland area, and me basically just wanting to go home.
Bernie was a hero back home. This was a city not used to being asked to the dance.
I believe as a city and a region, our self-confidence and self-esteem was horribly lacking. In the early mid-'80s, I was being blessed to be the quarterback of the Browns and be helped revitalize a football team or a city at a point in time where it needed it. I had to embrace it.
Hey, Bernie, I know talent when I see it. I haven't spent much time talking to you about it because I can't do anything to help you. You're going to do it yourself. I'm excited for you.
Bernie Kosar. Listen to this crowd for Kosar.
Bernie Kosar went through the University of Miami Finance School in 2.5 years. He's one smart cookie.
Bernie Kosar, hometown hero, was Cleveland's starting quarterback by week 6 his rookie year, and he proved to be every bit the savior the fans had hoped for.
Kosar rolling right, throws, touchdown Newsome.
But he was not enjoying himself.
I'm only into football. Like at that point, all that mattered was the outcome on Sunday. I don't mean this to be self-deprecating. I don't mean this not at all to be a victim. I don't have fun. I never have fun. Fun is only winning that game. It could be Tuesday afternoon. The game's not till Sunday. I can't have fun. I'm only thinking about what my plays are.
The quarterback wasn't having any fun, but the fans were.
I'm a pleaser. So when I see all the happiness and I see all the families that are enjoying themselves, I want that to continue. And for sure, I don't want to be the reason why it ends.
Bernie led the Browns to the 1985 division title. His first playoff game was back in Miami, giving him an opportunity to erase the memories of the last 2 games he had played there.
Caught by Boston College. I don't believe it.
I did come out of that Hale Flutie game super grumpy.
And your heart goes out to Bernie Kosar, who did everything he could.
Absolutely was a horrid loser, complete baby.
How will this affect the team now getting ready for the ball game? I don't know.
The game before the Flutie miracle, Bernie watched Maryland backup Frank Reich erase a 31-0 halftime lead.
Do you believe this?
At the time, it was the biggest comeback in college football history. This trip, same story. A big halftime lead disappeared. Kosar's self-doubt did not.
A heartbreaker for Cleveland. The Miami Dolphins railing from a 21-3 deficit to win this game.
Whether you want to go to the Hale Flutie type stuff or the Frank Wright to that, you know, see same answer, complete baby, embarrassingly. Next year, we win the division. We're playing the Jets. I come into the game and I basically stink. Okay, and I throw 2 picks to blow the game in the 4th quarter.
It is intercepted, and Bernie threw it into double coverage. Kosar back to throw, fires, and it is intercepted.
We're down 10 points. It's 3.5 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. I see people streaming out of the stands. You suck, throwing bones at me.
The result is 2nd and 20 for the Browns.
Mark Gastineau hits me late.
Here's another penalty marker down. They might have Gastineau on a late hit.
But it's the first time I get knocked out on the field. Knocks out a couple of my back teeth. You're on the ground, and you had sucked, and you deserved to be on the ground. You kind of wish you were dead, but unfortunately you're alive. From that point forward, magic happened.
This is the gutty Bernie Kosar.
That resiliency of how we grew up in Northeastern Ohio, the toughness, the resiliency of it. So to be able just to somehow, some way, come back.
Snap and set down, and the game is history.
and wins it.
That kind of laid the seed in me to never quit.
We could have quit a lot of times in that fourth quarter, and we thank God right now for this moment.
That was some of the happiest broken ribs I ever had. And I will gladly part with that molar, okay, for that.
Hello, I'm Bernie Kosar, and I'm honored to be the People's Choice for this year's Gillette NFL MVP Award.
Bernie was resilient and smart, and he led the Browns to 5 straight playoff appearances. But every time he got a win away from the Super Bowl, he ran into John Elway.
At that time, I did feel like I was a failure in life because I couldn't beat John Elway.
Almost a football and the Broncos have it.
The Browns have been trying to get past the Denver Broncos and can't.
During those times, I was bummed out, not getting to the promised land with it.
Denver Broncos have been somewhat of a jinx team for the Cleveland Browns over the years.
At the end of the day, growing up the way I did, were you really a failure in life? The Cleveland to Denver flight stops right next to the Elway Steakhouse in Denver. I'm proud to say just only in the last couple years have I been able to actually make my way into that steakhouse. Have I maybe grown up a little bit?
No surprise that his final game in Cleveland was a loss to Elway and the Broncos. Bill Belichick, hired in 1991, clashed frequently with Bernie.
And now probably the issues of Bernie and Bill's relationship are going to be dragged up all over again.
The sports world shocked this week, particularly the city of Cleveland, by the release of Bernie Kosar, probably the most popular athlete in that city in a generation.
We were in first place. So being cut in first place was a surprise for me.
This is the most difficult decision I've ever made or been a part of. Basically, it came down to his overall production and I think a diminishing of his physical skills.
Diminishing athletic skills. I think it's bull. I could add another word to that, but I think it's a bunch of bull.
My mom gets mad when I say he was kind of right. He was. You have deteriorating skills.
Everybody has opinions in life, and I happen to have one. I think they made a very bad decision getting rid of Bernie Kosar.
People said, well, man, you and Belichick argued, and he cut you. I was as wrong on some of the things, too. Egotistically, not wanting to admit to the world that I'm not the greatest quarterback that God ever created, that I am, falling apart.
2 days ago, veteran quarterback Bernie Kosar was out of a job. He was cut by the Cleveland Browns. Well, Bernie has landed on his feet, and today he landed in Dallas.
I could get cut from Belichick, said I have deteriorating skills, go to the Cowboys, who are a Super Bowl team, Troy's hurt, and now I'm it. I'm suicidal in good times.
Roll out Kosar, zips it, touchdown Dallas. Well, that play there goes to show you if you've got eroding skills and you can't move around in the right kind of offense, you don't have to move around that much.
He was very poised about it. He even was smiling about it, having a little fun at himself. And I thought he did a super job.
That obsession had me fixated on I wasn't going to fail. I couldn't fail.
Bernie returned to a backup role. But in the conference championship game, a game that held so many bad memories, he was needed in a big spot.
Back to throw, short slant. Oh, Harper caught him. He's breaking away. He's going to score. Touchdown. Dallas is going to win the NFC Championship again.
Hey, Bernie, hey, man. Good day, huh? What a difference a couple months makes, huh?
Isn't that amazing?
The good Lord certainly blessed me today.
Bernie, hey, great job. I'll tell you what, it made me feel good when you stepped in there.
A week later in the Super Bowl, Kosar took the field for one play and filled that huge void on his resume.
The Cowboys ready to go through the formality of a kneel down, and guess who's going to do it? Bernie Kosar.
that kneel, I actually would have to say that the real word is relief. I'm just relieved that I checked that box.
Hey, how you doing, man?
40 years since he took his first snap as a Brown, Bernie is still beloved in Cleveland.
Bernie,
how you doing?
Good, man.
Good
Big
to
man,
see you.
man, huh? Should I go through the tunnel, huh? All right, God bless you. Matter, all right.
His football career was unorthodox, but successful. He hopes his post-football life has a similar arc.
What a welcome today, huh?
His playing career ended with 3 years in Miami. But instead of a feel-good, full-circle narrative, those years ushered in the hardest battle of his life.
That was a stage in my life where I ended up getting pain pills. Getting basically OxyContins into your system during that time was kind of what started some of the stuff with me. I retired to be with my kids and to kind of live that lifestyle. And then that changed almost immediately. So I'd kind of been in hell this whole century. Here I am, knowing I'm not in good shape, struggling. The docs are saying I have kind of depression, anxiety issues. I didn't know what to do about it. So I didn't know what to do. I'd take a pill, I'd have a drink. Okay, I would have had to take 3 breaks today to get an Oxy, to get an Addy, to get a Vyvanse, just to not start cranking into withdrawals, to not start sweating, to not start shaking. I was on north of 100 pills a day. I would go 3, 4, 5 days without sleeping. That was a very dark time.
The police officer stated when he went to Kosar's car, he smelled a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage. He also said Kosar slurred his speech.
I was losing that hope and wanting to hope God was calling my name that day.
Kosar was charged with OVI, but on Monday, he pled to a reduced charge of reckless operation.
19 people a day commit suicide in Ohio. I want to be one of them. I was at that point.
Bernie wasn't just broken, he was broke.
So I made a lot of money off of football, late 90s and early 2000s, and gave it all away to all the people that cried and whined to me, for that, and they still were all mad. I thought they loved me and they were all going to be there for me. It was amazing the second I was broke, how they were all gone.
And his body that carried him to great success was failing.
60 surgeries, 60 plus broken bones, 100 plus concussions. I mean, literally 14 or 15 seizures, and that last seizure being in a coma, 96 hours. And I was told I have 5 years left of cognitive brain function.
How you been, partner? We haven't talked in a while.
Yeah.
You look good. Everything good?
I'm early stage dementia, Parkinsonian symptoms, and I'm having a liver transplant.
Say hi to Bernie.
Bernie Kosar excelled in football in spite of the odds. And with the odds against him again, he went back to the words of a former coach.
Jimmy Johnson had an awesome line. Somehow, some way, figure out a way to make a play. I'm not playing football. I'm an old man at 61 right now. I'm not looking at somehow, some way, trying to throw that speed out on time or hit the cover 0 post. I do like the skinny post, and I bend the back. Okay. But somehow, some way, I'm attacking and embracing my insecurities, my anxieties, my depressions, my kind of wanting to leave.
19, all right. The best dressed guy here, man. Hello. Absolutely.
Like his football life, Bernie has not run from a challenge. Following his coma, he has dedicated himself to a life of health and wellness. He even started his own line of coffee.
Browns win, but Kosar coffee.
You know, people say to me, you had all these injuries, and God, would you do this again? Do you regret playing? Absolutely not at all regret playing. So love it. I'm so thankful.
Go, go, go!
For Cleveland fans, Bernie is a memory of when things were good. But now he is also a symbol of hope. Facing adversity, he remains positive.
I still get shakes when somebody tries to intercept my passes. Wait.
You were so good to me and so kind to me. Just appreciate that.
Thanks, brother. Yeah, that's nice, man. You matter, huh?
What he means in this town, in this community, they're still talking about you, and it's because you're a great player, but you're also the person you are. So I appreciate
thank
you,
you.
much.
Thank you. You matter.
Appreciate you. Thank you, brother.
brother.
All right, pal. I'll talk to you, Bernie.
Thank you. Most of us Browns fans, okay, in Cleveland, we are proudly resilient, tough people.
You're the best. I watch you on YouTube all the time.
Thank you.
When we're just the same people going through the same issues.
I wish you great health, brother.
Thanks, Joe. I kept staying with it. So the excitement to want to still be here, to want to keep giving, to want to keep helping is still growing within me, even as this body gets older and less athletic. And it was, even in my prime, brother, it wasn't very athletic, so